Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and coming up here on today's show, we're going to talk about the Raiders' playoff chances after the loss to the Rams, because this is going to blow your mind. This team can still get in, and I'm going to show you a percentage that's literally going to blow your mind. On top of that, I had to put together a rooting guide, because often once we get near the late of the season, people will always ask, well, who should we root against or who should we root for that helps out the Raiders? So I ran a lot of simulations. In fact, shout out to the New York Times. It's like over 256,000 simulations. And I'm going to tell you who you need to root for this week. Now, remember, y'all, if you got that commitment to excellence and you believe in no days off, I want you to subscribe. The Raiders Report is a channel that I try to show you guys how committed I am to this team and how committed I am to the relationship that we've been able to build for the years that we have done this show. You don't get to 128,000 subscribers without putting in some hard work. You don't get a video out on a channel every single day without a little bit of hard work. And if you got that commitment to excellence, because that's what it's going to take to get this team to the next step. Just because the Raiders are 5-8, that doesn't mean that you can take a day off. That doesn't mean that you don't have to watch this team. That doesn't mean that you stop supporting. Until that percentage is 0, I'm going to say that there's a chance, man. So here's the Raiders' remaining schedule. You got Week 15 going up against the Patriots, and you can see right now their current win-loss record. Obviously, I'm putting this video out early on Sunday morning, so we'll see what happens. These records will change. You got the Steelers in Week 16 on the road, Week 17 against the Niners, Week 18 against the Chiefs. You have to win all of the AFC games. It's a guarantee. In fact, if you don't win basically all 4 of these games, it's not 0, but it might as well be freaking 0. So what you guys are going to get here today is I'm going to go through and I'm going to tell you who exactly you should be rooting for. We're going to show you the AFC playoff picture. But let's just say after looking at that schedule right there, okay? Looking at that schedule right there, and I'm seriously saying that there is a chance. But as it stands right now, the Las Vegas Raiders have a 4% chance to make the playoffs. It was an 8% chance entering Thursday Night Football. With a win, the Raiders would have went all the way up to 16%. Unfortunately, that did not happen. So now we're sitting at 4% with 4 games to go. It's not 0. It's not a great percentage, but it's not a 0% chance. And if the Raiders find a way to beat New England, if the Raiders find a way to beat the Steelers, the 49ers, you find a way to beat the Chiefs, you might end up going like this, because this is who I feel I am right now. I don't know if I'm dumb and dumber or if I'm just a hopeful Raider fan just saying, so you're telling me there's a chance. I am telling you there's a chance. And that's maybe I've been saying this for weeks, clown face, and maybe that's the part of it. And I know a lot of Raider fans out there are the passionate human beings. Why? Because for a very, very long time, you've been waiting for this team to win some football games. You've been hoping that all the blood, sweat, and tears, all the money spent is finally going to go to something good. And it just hasn't materialized this season. When you really think about how much everyone was looking forward to this year and the high expectations for the Raiders to be where they are, no doubt it's frustrating. So then let's talk about if the Raiders lose one game. Let's go lose one game. The Raiders would finish then 8-9. You have less than a 5% chance to make it. The one loss basically has to be against the 49ers, or else it's like less than a 2%. But look at this number here, okay? This is ran again by the New York Times. If the Raiders finish 9-8 this season, they have a 57% chance to make the playoffs. I'll take 57%, man. I'll take anything I can get right now. 57% to make the playoffs if you win out and go 9-8. So let me know, y'all. Predict the Raiders' final record. My season prediction was at 10-7. Now I'm just hoping we get to 9-8. No matter what, this season to me is going to be a disappointment. But if you can make the playoffs, it does make it a little bit easier. So let me know. Predict the Raiders' final record this season. Coming up next here on the Raiders Report, that Week 14 rooting guide. I'm going to tell you every single team that you need to be rooting for and every team that you need to be rooting against. Before I get into that, today's show is presented by Rocket Money. And if you haven't already gotten started with our awesome sponsor, then you must not care about saving money. Go to rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders to get started. You can cancel unnecessary subscriptions. You can keep track of your expenses. If you're somebody like me who I see free trial, 7-day free trial? Yep, click that. Oh, don't worry. I'll cancel the subscription in a week. Doesn't do it. Waits till the end of the month. Oh, I'll cancel it. I don't want to pay for it next month. Next month goes by. Oh, man. And just time and time again, I have been paying for one subscription that I'm not going to tell you all about for about 3 months now. And I've been saying that I'm going to cancel it. And unfortunately, I haven't done it. So bottom line, during the holidays, y'all, don't waste money. Use Rocket Money and go to rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders. I love Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. The app shows all of your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders. Seriously, could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders. I mean, I'm going to look at all y'all right now. I know somebody out there has a subscription that they don't use. Is it Netflix? Is it Hulu? Amazon? I use my Amazon, I'm not going to lie to you, very, very frequently, but there are subscriptions that I have that I don't use as much as I should. And during the holidays, I know how important it is to pinch some pennies together. That way, I got to get Chuck something. You got to get Chuck something for the holidays, right? I mean, his birthday also is on New Year's Eve. Let's now look at the AFC playoff picture. The Buffalo Bills coming in here at number 1, 9-3 record. The Chiefs in the AFC West, number 2 overall, 9-3. You got the Ravens at 8-4, but hey, Lamar Jackson, he's been battling some injuries. The Tennessee Titans at 7-5 and a shit show of the AFC South. And then there's the wild card. Realistically, this is the side of the graphic that I want you guys to concentrate on because realistically, to me, the only way that the Raiders are getting in is that number 7 spot, which we're currently holding by the New York Jets at 7-5. This might be a shocker. I don't have a lot of confidence in the New York Jets. If you don't have a quarterback, you might have a great defense. They don't have an easy schedule either. And then you got the New England Patriots are currently sitting at 6-6. Luckily, you play them and at least give yourself a shot. The Chargers also 6-6. And then you got the Browns, the Steelers sitting there at 5-7. Crazy enough, the Raiders still have a chance. So for your rooting guide this week, the team that is pictured in terms of the logo, that's the team that you should root for. Right now, the number 1 enemy against the Raiders in terms of getting into the playoffs is the New York Jets. If the Jets continue to lose, that's going to be a good thing. And if the Raiders continue to win, I might keep doing this video because maybe it's good luck. So Jets, you want them to lose against the Bills. Let's now go to the Browns at the Bengals. You want to be rooting for Cincinnati. But Mitch, they're 8-4. They're in the wild card. At this point, you got to hope Cincinnati gets in. You got to hope Miami gets in. And then you got to hope for that number 7 spot. And Cleveland, who's currently sitting also at 5-7, you need them to lose this week. Ravens at the Steelers. I get it, the Ravens, another team that are right now in that playoff hunt, 8-4. I actually think the Bengals are about to hop them, and the Ravens are going to fall down a little bit. But the Steelers are 5-7. The Raiders play the Steelers. You hope that the Ravens can win that game. This one is a little bit interesting to me, and I'm going to go with Jags at Titans. And the only thing that I can come up with is common opponents because the Raiders did lose to both the Jags and the Titans this season. But when I ran the simulation on the New York Times, technically, if the Jags win, it gives the Raiders a 1% better chance to make the playoffs. I don't know about you. If I lie about an extra inch, hell, I'll take an extra percentage point as well. We still got more show to y'all here in just a second. Hit me up, though. Twitter, Instagram, Mitchell Renz 365. And I am going to be going live probably tomorrow on Locals, so RaidersReport.locals.com. Let's now go to the final 3 games that you should be rooting for. Chiefs at the Broncos. This one, the percentages stayed the same, but if the Chiefs win out, my hope is that they rest their starters week 18 and let the Raiders win. That's what I got to hope for. And I love watching the disaster that is the Denver Broncos. Dolphins at the Chargers. Miami currently sitting at 8-4. You need Los Angeles to lose, who is 6-6. And then the final game, Patriots at the Cardinals. You need Arizona to win. So let's just think about this for a second. There was a crazy world, and somebody had the cojones to make a parlay on all of those games there, and every single team that needs to win this game, win their games this week, end up winning them. The Raiders go from having a 4% chance to make the playoffs. Look at this. This is mind-blowing shit. To an 8% chance. So, again, I'm saying there's a chance. People are laughing at me back there in the studios. I'll take anything I can get, man. An 8% chance if the Bills, Bengals, Ravens, Jags, Chiefs, Dolphins, and the Cardinals win in Week 14. We got to cross those fingers, man. All right, y'all. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy watching some games. Eat a lot of food. And remember, I am going to be live later on Chat Sports and on the Raiders Report. It's going to be a simulcast stream of NFL Red Zone, so tune in. Hopefully you enjoy. Hang out with the guys. Not going to be Jeremy, but we are going to have some fun. You got to see what it is, though.